do you have a question that you really want to know the answer for? So I'm going to show you what that answer is based on your star sign. So please, if you haven't already, focus on your question now. Remember, it must be a yes or no answer, and click that like button, give it some love. So I'm going to go through now, but feel free to comment your star sign as well if this resonates with you. So we're going to start off with Aries. So Aries, what is the answer to your yes or no question? And how is Aries feeling about their question at this time? So you're trying to build up communication, you're trying to communicate, you're trying to make an offer of peace here, or you're trying to make an offer in general. I feel like there is a lot of anxiety surrounding you right now about this, like your heart is heavy. There's almost like this, I can't breathe. I do feel like though you're taking a lot of the burdens on right now, you're taking a lot of this burden on and it's not really being released from you. You're having to take responsibility, you're having to take all the burdens. I do feel like you'll overcome this though. I do feel like you'll overcome this. There is an element here though of kind of the realization of going, as much as I'm trying to make this happen, they need to put in some effort as well. They need to put some effort, some hard work in. So you will get past this kind of anxious time. It is leading to a lot of sadness though, due to the communication issues, due to being cut off. But know your own worth, because you are worthy better than this. Like, you are worth so much more than this. This person is really kind of treating you quite badly and treating you in quite a harsh manner, a quite harsh way. What's the answer to the question though? Is it a yes or a no? So I do feel like this is a no at this time. Like, you're not being valued, not being offered something. And the blockage here is that it's almost like that they are kind of expecting too much of you. Like, they're expecting way too much from you in general. And with the Devil card though, I do feel like in time you could make this into a yes. But particularly right now, the people you're dealing with do not value you, do not value what you bring to the table. And it's almost like you're having to step away from this, or it's having to be a no, so that you can go forward to find other people that value you, or just so that they can value you. And it would never kind of be very good or very fair to you if they carried on treating you like this, if they kind of carried on in this manner. So I hope that helps you out, Aries. We're going to go on to the next one now, which is Taurus. So Taurus. What does Taurus need to know today? What does Taurus need to know today about their question? How's Taurus feeling about the question? The Ace of Pentacles here, I do feel like you don't feel like you're on the right path, on the right track. But you're trying to head towards what you really want. And I do feel like you are headed towards what you want, even though you don't feel like you're in the right path right now. And that's because there's a sudden change that is around the corner that is going to flip this upside down, is going to make it so you can kind of progress and you can move forward. Unfortunately, sometimes we have to wait for the right time. Sometimes it can be the right person, wrong time, or right situation, wrong time, that kind of thing. There is an element here though with the Temperance that you're taking it all slowly and you need to rush forward more. You need to take action more. Not necessarily rush in a bad way of cutting corners, but more like in a good way of going, you know what, I'm going to seize the day, I'm going to take action. I might be thinking about doing this thing like next week or next month and putting it off tomorrow, but I really need to do it today. I need to take control today. And I do feel like that's what you're choosing here. I'm going to take control today. There will be some arguments and demands from others as you kind of step into this. So this is almost an element here of I'm stepping into it. I'm taking a step back. I'm taking a moment back. And I do feel like here this is giving you a chance and moment to actually be able to kind of see things a little bit more clearly and realise that those around you might be a bit too demanding. So yes, it may cause you arguments with them. And it's important when they do start arguing and putting you in a position that you're not comfortable with, that then you choose to cut off. Then you say, that's not fair to me, that's not right for me, I'm going to cut off from this. I do feel like here though with the Page of Pentacles, there is an element here of like going, oh, can I really continue on with this? Can I really kind of make a move with this? But I feel like as you get older and wiser, you will realise, you know what, this was the right thing to do. And I feel like it's more to do with the fact that you're stepping into a more mature palette, a more mature time of your life, that you can actually really see that going forward. With the Swords though, I feel like that you are being very truthful with people, and I almost feel like, not that you need to like lie to them or anything, but you need to start, you know, not bothering to fill in the blanks for them. They can find it out for themselves. Because I almost feel like there's an element of you are taking the blindfold off a lot and speaking your truth, and they're just not listening. What about the answer though? Is this a yes or a no? I do feel like this is a no, but the reason for this is materialism. And I feel like whoever you're dealing with is being very materialistic. They're either just literally just thinking about 3 days, so they're just thinking about what do I need, what do I want right now, or like literally they're just thinking about the money and finances. You will end up coming out of this on top, like surrounded by more valuable people. But I do feel like this is a no, unfortunately, because whoever you're dealing with is just being a bit toxic right now, let's be real. They're just being a little bit toxic, and you need to kind of cut off from them. So I do feel like you're going to end up with like a better group of friends or a better group of people around you, that kind of thing coming in. So I hope that helps you out though, Taurus. We're going to move on now. We're going to shift on. So Gemini, what do you need to know today, Gemini? So we got the Death card here for Gemini. I do feel like you're on this verge of a new beginning, a new start. I feel like many of you Geminis can feel this as well. And it's you choosing this. You're definitely choosing to take this leap forward. You're choosing to take this leap of faith. You're choosing to take yourself in a new direction, which is beautiful. And I feel like more than anything here, this is you surveying out and going, okay, I want a new direction. I want a new path. What action do I need to take? So that's the reason why you haven't got much movement forward right now with the reverse of the Chariot card. It's almost an element of you needing to get that balance in first. You're needing to get that progression first. And I do feel like you will get that balance in once you start trusting your own intuition, trusting what you have to offer, trusting how you are as a person, etc. That'll really kind of help you to balance yourself out. And with the Ace of Swords here, I do feel like there is this element of this person is offering you a lot of security, or this situation is offering you a lot of security coming in. I do feel like this is quite positive though. This is kind of like, although you're a little bit confused of how to take the action or how to change things up right now, you do have like this big like rainbow ahead of you, you know, this big ray of sunshine ahead of you. There is this element though that almost like you won't really see the value of what you're producing yet or what you're doing yet. So do know that your hard work and effort will pay off. But it's not necessarily going to be straight away. It is going to take some time. It is going to take a little bit of a while. One thing I would say is trust the process and leave the past. You know, because I feel like there is an element here of kind of focused a little bit too much on the past and not focusing on what actions I need to take, where I need to go. Like, just in general, just trusting that you are taking the right step forward. But is the answer to your question a yes or a no? I do feel like this is a yes. There is like an issue here of focus, and by focus I mean like literally you need to focus more, you need to have focus, you need to focus on what you want to get done, etc. And I feel like there is going to be people around you who care about you, will be helping with that, but you need to really take control in focusing. And I feel like once you do focus on what you want to achieve, what you want to get done, focus on the little things, focus on what you want to do, almost as a checklist, then you're really going to see some amazing progression, amazing movement forward. So that was Geminis. We're going to move on now, but I hope that helps you out, those Geminis. We're going to move on now to Cancers. So Cancers, what do you need to know today, Cancers? You're definitely looking for security here. You're definitely looking for security here. I feel like your hard work will eventually pay off, but you don't have the security right now. And what you're looking for is you're really looking for that security. You're looking for that hope. You're looking for that proof. It's almost like a feeling of, I believe that this is going to be good. I believe that this is going to progress well, but I'm a bit worried about it. I'm really a bit unsure about it. So I do feel like there is that element there you need to be aware of. You are a little bit stuck here, and I feel like you are going to be led towards a whole new beginning, a whole new start. But there is this element of being stuck and having to communicate with others what you want, what you need. I want to get these two last ones separately though. Why is that? The issues of overcoming what is holding you back, or overcoming the feeling of what I'm doing isn't worth anything, is going to come more through self-worth. So sometimes, although it isn't necessarily directly attached to our self-worth, for example, we might be going to a job and we're like, oh, I don't think I do anything good at the job, I think I'm terrible at it. Or you have a hobby and you think you're terrible at it. You might not actually be terrible at whatever you're thinking about. It might be more of like this element here of going, oh, you know what, I'm actually going to have a lot better progression, a lot better movement forward once I start to realise and start to accept the fact that, you know what, I am worthy. I am worthy of success. I'm worthy of moving this forward. And sometimes that can like eat in our other aspects, so we can make ourselves feel like we're terrible at work, or that we're just incompetent at something else. So really work on that, Cancers. What about your yes or no? Got a Knight of Swords here. You are rushing forward, but there is an element here with the Hierophant card where people aren't taking you seriously. Like, people are just being a bit like, what are you doing kind of thing. And there is this element of insecurity here. Like, you're having to get to a point of going, you know what? I'm removing myself from the heartbreak. I'm removing myself from this pain. So, although other people aren't taking you seriously, this is a yes. But just understand that other people won't necessarily follow what you're doing. So, I'm going to move on now to Leos. Leos. So what does the Leos need to know today? What does the Leos need to know today? You're feeling a little bit like there's injustice here, unfairness surrounding you, like people aren't being fair, aren't being courteous, aren't being kind. After all you've done for them, or after all the hard work you've put in, people are being unfair to you, and I don't feel like this is unwarranted. This is definitely warranted, whatever you're asking about. This is definitely warranted. You're getting a lot of lack of love here. Like, you haven't got somebody that's giving you love or affection, either literally with a romance or more figuratively as in appreciation what you're doing for them, appreciating your work, appreciating what you've got done. You just need a hug, Leo. But you are manifesting, so do take that on. Although other people around you are not seeing what you are doing, are not seeing your accomplishments, it's the concept almost of overnight success. You know when you hear about these stories about going, oh, this person made this t-shirt business and it was an overnight success. Or this person made this computer business and it was an overnight success. What people don't realise is that overnight success took like 5-10 years or more, you know. It wasn't necessarily actually overnight. Like, they had other things they were doing, other things they were progressing forward from, that kind of thing. And I do feel like there is that element of like, where are we going from here kind of thing. There is this element here of balance though. I feel like you are getting You're starting to get more balance in. You're starting to get more progression in, more balance. But with the Knight of Swords here, there is this element here of other people are kind of like bringing you down, your self-consciousness down. You need to just race forward regardless of what other people say, or other people think, because you are creating that overnight success. That success, although it isn't literally overnight, it's that success that people think is overnight. You are creating that. So you have to keep up the momentum. You have to keep up the hard work. More than anything here, though, with the Ace of Pentacles, I do feel like there's this element here of you feeling like, maybe I'm not on the right track, maybe I'm not going in the right direction. And these fears all created by those other people around you, putting you down, making you feel bad. Comparison is the thief of joy, and you are comparing yourself to others right now, so don't let it steal your manifestation, steal your joy. Let's say yes or no. You definitely have blessings coming in, though. I just heard blessings coming. So, with the Hermit card here, I do feel like with the Hermit card here, you are surrounded by a lot of people, and a Hermit card in reverse, sorry. You are surrounded by a lot of people, and I do feel like this is a very prosperous yes. But Hermit card here in reverse, you're surrounded by a bunch of people, you're not being left out in the cold. And with the Empress here, just to clarify, you are creating your own empire. You are building up your own creative venture. You are succeeding in whatever you're trying to progress forward with, whether it's like literally business or whether it's a romance or relationship. You are progressing forward here. So whatever you're asking for is a yes. The only thing I would say which is negative, and I'm very apprehensive about giving you anything negative right now, Leo, because you've had so much of this kind of people treating you badly, people treating you like crap. You've had so much of this that it's getting exhaustion. It's getting to a point of exhaustion for you. So understand, though, that you are breaking free from this. You're breaking a tide away from this. And this will really kind of help you to continue on, help you to progress. One thing I would say, though, here with the Empress card, it will take some time for people to kind of realize what you've accomplished. And I feel like that with the negativity aspect of it here is you're having to spend some time like working things out, progressing it forward, that kind of thing. So it will take people like a while to realize what you've got going on. But you are manifesting or creating miracles for yourself. So kind of embrace that and head forward, even if other people don't realize it. So I'm going to go on now to the Virgos. So Virgos. What do you need to know today, Virgos? We've got the Magician card here. With the Magician card, you are definitely trying to manifest. You're trying to get balance back in your life. You're trying to protect your assets. You are surrounded by a lot of people, and I feel like there's a lot of people are trying to almost like take away from your manifestations, take away from what you're trying to create, what you're trying to build. And this is very much like, I see you having success, so I want some success. I don't want to actually work hard and create success. I just want to leech off of you. So you have got some leeches here around you, Virgos. And I feel like it's because you are the Empress, because you are strong, because you are abundant, because you are capable. And I do want to use the word capable. Like, they are kind of a little bit more incapable than you. But I feel like almost like that's a letdown, because it almost feels like if they chose to, they could become more capable and then basically do most of it themselves and only occasionally need help from others. But they are a little bit less capable than you, let's be real. But I do feel like it will take a little bit while for them to kind of realize that you cut off and you say no to them. So they may come back around trying to get you to do stuff or trying to get you to help them, etc. for a while. I do feel like it's time for you to take your blindfold off and start admitting that you're not happy with this. And I feel like many of you Virgos, you're not wanting to admit that you're unhappy with it. You're not wanting to admit you're frustrated with them. You want to just carry on regardless and just carry on with this. But the more you just carry on, the more disregard they will treat you. The more they will take advantage of your kindness or your help. So you need to be honest with them. As much as it might anger them or upset them, you need to walk away from this to head towards this peace, this harmony in your life. Yes, I know it can be hard sometimes saying no to people when you want to help them, but we all have to have healthy boundaries. We all have to say, this is what I'm comfortable with, this is what I'm not. With the Sun card here, though, I do feel like this is a yes, an uncomfortable yes. I feel like an uncomfortable yes. Again, the sadness here. The reason why I say it's an uncomfortable yes is a yes, you will get this, but you're going to have to do some uncomfortable things first. But on the deck here, we've got the Knight of Wands. We've got lack of communication. So you may need to kind of cut off communication with these people or cut off communication with this situation to progress forward with what you want or to progress forward with this. So yes, it is a yes, but do understand it's not going to be an easy one. You're going to have some bumps along the way. You're going to have some issues along the way. And it is going to take a little bit of time. So I hope that helps you out, Virgos. We're going to go on now to the next one, which is Libras. So Libras. So Libras. What does Libras need to know today? I just want to switch decks for you, Libras. So Libras, what do you need to know today, Libras? We have got the reverse of the King of Cups. Oh. You're emotionally disconnected, and I feel like that's why I wanted to change decks, is like you're emotionally disconnected. You feel disconnected, you've been working hard to try and get a payoff, and it's not really been working out for you. Some of you are having to leave what you've been doing or working on behind. It's almost like the false palace prophecy, so the false palace idea, basically. And it's the concept that you invest in something, you don't get a payoff, but you continue investing because you've already invested so much time, so much energy into this, so why should I stop? When realistically you could have success a lot better somewhere else. With the Queen of Pentacles here, though, I do feel like you are actually going to have progression and success coming in for you. But I almost feel like you need to disconnect from this a little bit, in a way of, like, although I do feel like you're disconnected a lot, this is almost like you having to disconnect from the material world. Focus on some meditation, focus on some like breathing exercises, etc. So you can kind of focus in and go, okay, so what do I really need to hear from spirit? What do I really need to understand to help bring in that peace and help to bring in that harmony back for you? Because you are still learning here. And although I don't feel like what you have been trying to do will pay off, it is a learning process. It has helped you to progress, helped you to get to a certain stage you need to be at. And I do feel like here you are focused on the new beginning, focused on the new start. But there may be somebody else a bit deceptive along the way that is kind of trying to hold you back because they want to continue on their direction and they want you to continue on with them. What's the answer though? So I do feel like it is a no, but I almost feel like here you will be getting a better offer coming in. And with the with the upright of the strength card, this is helping you to build up strength, both to know when to cut something off when it's not working, but also to kind of walk away. What you need to know though, I do feel like you need to know that what the energy, the time, the money, or whatever you put into this will not be wasted. It will be used to build something better, something more whole, and something more stable for you. So I hope that helps you out, Libras. I hope that helps you out. So I'm going to move on now to the next one, which is Scorpios. Scorpios, what do you need to know today, Scorpios? So we have got the Page of Wands. You're dealing with something very immature here, and I almost feel like for some of you, you're kind of loving that. You're kind of loving that, Scorpios. It's kind of like, well, this person makes me feel young. This one make me feel excited. Like, not necessarily like physically young, but like makes you feel like excitement again. Like, I'm excited about life. There is like a lot of emotions or a lot of sparks going back and forth between the two of you. Although I don't feel like there's much movement forward at the moment. There is going to be a new beginning, a new start. So as you're looking for like movement forward with this, understand it might take a little bit of time to kind of come forward or to progress. I do feel like there is this element here of missing out on what you should be focused on long term. So be careful about that. Sometimes when we get excited, when we're having fun, we forget to focus on our long-term goals, our long-term plans, our long-term structures. And I do feel like that's a major issue that's going on here, is not being focused on long-term plans or long-term structures. Get balance back into your life by focusing on both the long-term and the short-term. So long-term goals and your enjoyment and your fun. You may need to not cut off communication completely, but spend a little bit of alone time, because otherwise you're just going to kind of drain everything from you. You're going to be a bit distracted. You're not going to have the time. You're not going to have the energy to carry on. More than anything here, I do feel like you are focused a little bit too much on the positives, on why being this person's wonderful, or being in this situation is wonderful. And you need to kind of walk away from that and go, okay, I need to focus on other aspects as well. And only you can do that. Only you can kind of set those boundaries in place for yourself. But is this a yes or a no? So I do feel like this is a yes here, especially with the cups. I do feel like this is yes. It's almost like a very loving, very caring and committed vibe. And one thing I would say though with the Ace of Swords here, there may be some insecurities around you, that like you're looking for security with this person or looking for this security in this situation, and that's why you find it hard to put up boundaries. You need to do that, otherwise it might cause issues in the situation. But your hard work to progress this forward, to move it forward, is going to pay off. It is going to be very positive for you in the end. So I'm going to go on now to the next one, which is Sagittarius. Sagittarius. What does Sagittarius need to know today about their question? What does Sagittarius need to know? Your hard work will be paying off. You're on the right track, Sagittarius. But it's almost like you feel like it's insurmountable. Like, I'm not sure if this is impossible. I'm almost like you're telling yourself that you think it might be impossible or unable to continue on. It's almost like there's this nervousness that's creeping in. Although I do feel like it is very possible and you will kind of continue on. You're almost like telling yourself this is impossible, this is probably not going to happen, this is probably not going to go forward, etc. It's almost like you're putting down everything you've manifested or everything you're creating right now. There is a little bit of heartbreak here, and I feel like more than anything with the Star card, you need to pull back your energy from that. This is almost like other people or situations putting you down, making you doubt yourself. You need to start taking yourself more seriously, what you are creating, what you're dreaming of. And that's when a lot more offers will flow in. But it's almost like because you're saying to yourself this is impossible, you're compressing your throat chakra, you're compressing your ability to speak up for yourself, which in turn is causing issues for you. So, I'm just going to move these out of the way a second, but is the answer to your question a yes or a no? Is this a yes or a no? I do feel like this is a yes, though it might be very slow. You might not get the kind of movement or momentum you expect, but you will eventually get to that point of going, you know what, I've achieved, I've learned, I've grown. But in general, this is a yes. So I hope that helps you out, Sagittarius. We're going to move on now to the next one, which is Capricorns. Oh, one of the cards wanted to jump out. Capricorns. What do you need to know today about your question, yes or no? Capricorns. There's almost this element here of drip, 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 drip. Like, you're on the right path, but it's like everything is flowing away from you. Everything is like drifting away from you. Everything you're trying to build is just melting away. You need to almost get some like new contracts or some agreements in place. Either you have a talk with people and say, this is what I want to happen, or this is what my plans are, or this is what I think our plan should be. But you need to kind of overcome that kind of almost like anxiety surrounding it or fear surrounding it, because I feel like that is kind of holding you back from progression, holding you back from moving forward with it. There is a little bit of a slowness here with it, so bear in mind with that. There is a little bit of slowness, even though you are kind of headed forward in the right direction. It's like dripping. It's like, say for example, if you're trying to save up money, it's like spending a little bit too much each month, so then you end up with like nothing in your savings account, you know? It's that slow drip. If you take control of this, I feel like you will start to head in the right direction, but it's almost like you're having to turn around and reassess what you're doing right now. And that'll lead to more happiness. And I feel like more than anything though, if you don't decide to do this, it will cause more chaos, more issues in your life. Although it feels like a bit of a setback, having to take a step back, having to readdress things, having to talk things over, it's the only way sometimes we actually figure things out and prevent us from causing or having more issues in our life or more issues surrounding us. So is this a yes or a no? So I do feel like this is a no, and it's mainly because of somebody being quite deceptive, quite kind of like vicious, kind of like causing issues for us. And I feel like that's why you're needing to disconnect from this. So although this is a no right now, I feel like you are headed in the right direction, or you will be headed in the right direction again when you reassess the situation, when you look towards it. So I hope that helps you out. We're going to move on now to Aquarius. So, Aquarius, what do you need to know today, Aquarius? What do you need to know today, Aquarius? You're not wanting to put much hard work or energy into this right now. You're focused on too much of like the fun, the enjoyment, what is making you happy. Not wanting to put the hard work in. But you want to move forward, you want to progress still, you want to unstuck yourself, but you don't want to spend the time communicating or working with others to make that happen. I feel like there's almost just this element here of I don't want to have to take action, I just want it to come to me. I want what I'm manifesting to come to me. And it's because you've been on the right track for quite some time and other people kept treating you with seriousness. You didn't really kind of focus on accountability for yourself. It can be very hard sometimes to take accountability for our actions of going, you know what, I didn't work as hard on that test as I should have, so that's why I failed, etc. So take accountability for it, because I feel like that's really going to help you coming in and moving forward. So Is it a yes or a no, though? I do feel like this is a no. With the Queen of Swords here, there's almost like there's somebody demanding around you, controlling. And with the Hermit card, I feel like that you're having to kind of walk away from this, having to realise, you know what, this person isn't really valuing me, isn't valuing what I have to say. And this is causing you to pull away. This is causing you to walk away from this situation. So be aware of that. I do feel like it's a little bit draining. And it's a little bit of an issue here. And I feel like that's the problem. That's the issue. So do understand that that's why, you know, it's not really playing out for you. It's not really working out for you right now. So I hope that helps you out, Aquarius. We're going to move on now to Pisces. Pisces, what do you need to know today, Pisces, about your question? Is it yes or is it no? What do you need to know today about your question? Your negative affirmations are kind of cropping up here. You're telling yourself this is impossible, this isn't going to work for me. And it's because you haven't fully left your past behind. It's almost like the negativity from your past is kind of rearing its ugly head again. It's making you feel bad about yourself. It's making you feel insecure. You'll be getting some communication coming in which will kind of permanently shift this to make it feel more balanced, make it feel like it's more in alignment. More than anything though, I do feel like here with the reverse of the Wands card here, you are having to take action, choose to take action. That's the only way you're going to get out of this, out of feeling like everything's going wrong or everything's negative or worrying about everything, is by you just taking action regardless of what the outcome might be. Saying, you know what, I'm going to take the action that I feel like I need to do. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I can't control that. All I can control is my own actions. You will be offered quite a lot of security from the universe when you do start doing that. And that will really help you to progress and move forward. With the Emperor card here, I feel like more than anything, this is helping you to kind of see how you are bringing value to the table. You are bringing progression towards the table. But I feel like you're having to look behind you and leaving the past behind and leaving the rest behind. But this is going to help you more than anything to really regain control of your life and really regain what you need to do. So I hope that helps you out though, Pisces. I hope that helps you out. And we're going to just grab a couple of cards now just to see, like, is this a yes or a no? I do feel like this is a no for you, but I feel like there's almost like it will kind of take a lot of stress or anxiety off you. I almost felt like you didn't really want to know whether it was yes or a no. But I feel like although it is a no, if it was a yes, it would cause more issues, more problems, more isolation. So it's better than it is a no, because it's really kind of helping you shift into a whole new thought cycle, shift into a whole new kind of pattern, and shift into a whole new kind of like how you live your life. Alright, please do take care, and please make sure you commented down below.